Hey guys, this is Misty from the Book Rat, and I'm here with you today for a quick review of Heist Society by Hale Carter. This is the first in a series. Quickly, it's about Katarina Bishop, who comes from a multi-generation family of thieves of the highest caliber, and after a lifetime of being in the business, at 15, Kat walks away. She cons her way into a ritzy school, and she's trying to get an education and go straight. Of course, things are never as easy as you'd hope they'd be, and her father gets into some trouble, and Kat finds herself pulled back into the family business and planning one of the biggest heists anyone's ever heard of. When this came out last year, and I was seeing all the good reviews everywhere for it, I really wanted to read it even though it's not something I normally read. It's contemporary and kind of fun and cutesy and not my norm, but it sounded really good. So when Disney Hyperion asked me if I wanted to review this and the sequel, Uncommon Criminals, which just came out, I said of course. And I'm really, really glad that I did, because they're very clever and fun and very smart. It flew by, and it was one of those books that, as I was getting close to the end, I was kind of counting pages, and that tends to either be a very good thing or a very bad thing. When it's a bad thing, I'm like, oh god, I still have 40 pages. When it's a good thing, I'm like, oh, only 40 pages, it's almost over. And you don't want to leave the world, and you don't want it to go away. And that was definitely on the good side of the scale for this one. I was getting close to the end, and I was like, oh, no, not yet. So that's definitely a good sign. What I really loved about it, first of all, I love Kat. I think she's a great main character. She's very confident and sassy and very, very smart, but at the same time, she's still a girl. As talented as she is and as smart as she is, she still does have some insecurities, and she has some doubts, and sometimes she's completely oblivious to things. And so that's really fun because it's authentic, it rings true. And this was true of a lot of the characters. I think Hale Carter was really good at taking the stock characters like the sex kitten, which is Gabrielle, Kat's cousin, and taking her from the sex kitten into someone who's actually very intelligent and knows how to use what she's got, but that's not all she's got going for her. Same with, the spoiled brat billionaire boy and the boys who like to blow things up. I mean, they've all got their origins in something that's very known, but they expand from there and they become much more human and fun to read. And there's just a great, fantastic tension between the characters. You do get a sense of history. Kat's been away from the family, but it's not like she's just being plunged into this world and you're learning them. I mean, there's clearly history and there's story and background with all of these characters, and without ever going into so much detail that it feels like info dumping, you really get a sense of the place and who these characters are and how they relate to each other, and it just really worked really nicely. There's also great tension in the romantic way without being overdone even a little bit. That was done really, really well. There's a hint of a triangle, but it's never one of those things that you want to roll your eyes at and say, really? Did we really have to go here? So I really have to hand it to Hale Carter. She did a great job on that. Most of all, though, I think one of the things that impressed me the most was there are a lot of wise choices made on Carter's part, and she left herself a lot of room for growth over the series. With having Kat being this very talented burglar, but someone who doesn't want to lead a dishonest life, she's laid a lot of groundwork for some subtleties and some really good introspection and just character growth, but she's also given herself room to grow the story over a series and have it really be sustainable, while at the same time making Kat likable, because she's not, even though she's doing some dubious things, she's really not an anti-hero. So it's a really wise choice on Carter's part. It makes everyone very likable, it makes you root for them and still have that sense of danger that comes with the line of work that they're in. So I have to say, across the board, just really, really well done, really smart choices made. And I was super excited to have both books, because when I was done with this, I immediately wanted to go straight on to Uncommon Criminals. So definitely I recommend it. Pick it up. It's great. And to give you a little taste of the kind of fun style and who Kat is, I've got a little teaser for you. This is in Paris, just after Kat has had her pockets picked, and the pickpocket finds a stranger in his hotel room. You. He turned his head and looked down the narrow, empty hallway, as if she had just rushed inside and that was how she'd gotten into his room. I don't believe we were properly introduced on the street. Kat swung her legs off the silk-upholstered arm. I'm Katarina Bishop. But you already know that if you looked in the wallet you've got in the inside left pocket of that coat you're wearing. He touched his pocket as if checking to see whether or not she was correct. She was. My friends call me Kat. She looked the boy up and down. I'm not sure what you should call me. At the end of the hall, a television blared. Kat heard a French anchorwoman announcing the arrest of a suspect in the robbery of a local gallery where a valuable statue had been stolen. She flinched and hoped the boy didn't notice. How'd you get in here? She raised her eyebrows. You can pick pockets? Kat watched his hand fly to his back pocket. I can pick locks. Looking for this? She asked, holding up his wallet. Oops. Maybe I can pick pockets, too. So that's Heist Society by Allie Carter. Definite read. Pick it up.